Hey YouTube, it's Tyler the Antenna Man, and in this video I'm going to talk about the reasons why you should not buy an HD digital antenna based off the mileage range listed on the product listing of an antenna. This is an issue I've seen come up many times. I've seen people say, oh, I'm 40 miles from the tower, so I need a 50, 60, 80, 100 mile range antenna in order to get those stations. You do not want to do that. If you are seeing me for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. A huge thanks to all of my patrons that support me on Patreon. If you would like to help support the channel while gaining some exclusive perks, visit patreon.com/antennaman. If you look online, you'll see the mileage range on antennas listed anywhere from 25 miles, 60 miles, 80 miles, 100 miles, 150 miles, even 250 and 1,000 miles. One thing I want to make clear, any antenna you see that's claiming anything beyond 100 mile range is an exaggeration, false advertisement, and probably a piece of junk. TV signals tend to disappear between 70 to 100 miles over the horizon due to the curvature of the Earth. Of course, it depends on other factors such as how mountainous the area is and how tall the broadcast tower is, but generally between 70 to 100 miles, it's very hard to pick up TV stations. This is why you'll see people in very rural areas use antenna towers at their locations so they can kind of get it as high up as possible to overcome the curvature of the Earth. If you're trying to pick up TV stations between 80 and 100 miles away, the antenna setup is going to have to look something like this. Not like this. Even with this disclaimer, the average person may still go, oh, well, I live 60 miles from the broadcast towers, so I need an 80 mileage range HD digital antenna. So let me just go on Amazon, type in 80 mile HD antenna, and that antenna is going to do the job. There are several things wrong with this statement. First of all, there's no such thing as an HD digital antenna. The whole HD digital thing is just keywords that antenna companies use to kind of confuse people into thinking that they're getting a special HD antenna when many times they are probably getting a piece of junk like this antenna. This is a very common flat antenna that people buy when they type in the keywords HD digital antenna, and it does not work well at all. First of all, it doesn't have any VHF elements, so if you have a TV station that broadcasts on channels 2 through 13, it's not going to pick it up well. Second, just look at it. Does this look like a special antenna of any kind? It's mostly plastic and aluminum foil. Second, if someone purchased an antenna that really did have an honest range of 80 miles, they're not taking into account other factors. It's not just about the mileage range on an antenna, but rather how strong or weak the signals are, the frequencies they're broadcasting on, and how much gain is on the antenna. This brings me back to the main topic of this video. Do not buy an antenna just based on the mileage claim alone. Why not? Most of the time, those numbers mean absolutely nothing, especially if you're getting them from an unknown brand like Ping Ding Bing, 1x1, Boost Waves, Lava. They're usually just random numbers thrown out there. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Here are 3 antenna models I previously tested out on my channel. The WineGuard HD7694P that claims 45 mile range, the Clearstream 4 Max that claims 70 mile range, and this Ping Bing Ding model that claims 150 mile range. If the mileage range on the antennas were accurate, you all would agree with me that the 45 mile range antenna would perform the worst, and then the 150 mile antenna would perform spectacular, right? Wrong. The WineGuard antenna claiming a 45 mile range actually performed the best out of the other 2 antennas claiming 70 and 150 mile range. Just look at the signal level on this VHF station that's hard to pick up on the WineGuard antenna. Now look at the same signal level on the Clearstream model claiming 70 mile range, and the same station on the antenna claiming 150 mile range. You can see that the numbers don't really mean anything. So I got into some technical details in this video which may have flown past some of you. I'll spell it out for you if you still don't get the point. Do not buy an antenna based on the mileage range listed on the product listing. Most times those numbers mean absolutely nothing. You see it all the time on my YouTube channel with 150-mile range antenna reviews. None of them work well at all. You need to buy an antenna based on the frequencies in your area and how strong and weak they are. If you have strong signals, you want a small directional antenna. If you have moderate to fair signals, you want a medium-sized directional antenna. If you have weak signals, you want a large directional antenna, not a 150-mile range piece of junk. My YouTube channel is full of antenna reviews and reception tips to help you get the most free channels possible and be free from cable forever. If you aren't sure what antenna will work best for your situation, after all, there are a lot of antenna models out there, I do offer custom antenna recommendations on my website at antennamanpa.com. There I'll go through your unique reception situation, take a look at the frequencies, how strong and weak they are, and make a determination on what antenna works best based on my experience installing antennas in 4 different TV markets. Antennas are not a one-size-fits-all model, and investing in a custom antenna recommendation from me can save you hundreds of dollars not buying the wrong antenna, spending hours setting it up only to find out, oh, it doesn't get channel 8, and then you send it back and you buy another random antenna, and then you can't get channel 7. Consider a custom antenna recommendation. Thanks again for watching my YouTube channel. Again, do not buy an antenna based on the mileage range listed on the product listing. Instead, you want to purchase an antenna relevant to the number of elements it has and the frequencies in your area. Look for an antenna that both has VHF elements, these longer rabbit ear elements, and then UHF elements, little small X's and O's. Also, do not bargain hunt antennas. I see all the time people will spend thousands of dollars a year on cable, yet they'll be cheap and buy a cheap model like this. It'll work for a little bit and then it'll break. And then they'll buy this model again and then it'll break. And I'll buy this model again, and then it'll break, and they'll ask me, why does this model not work? It's an HD digital antenna. It's a piece of junk. It's gonna go flying. Ooh, it bounced, and one of the elements broke off. Stick with a familiar antenna brands, such as Channel Master, Winegard, RCA, Antennas Direct, Televis. There's probably a few more missing, but stick with the brands you are familiar with. Don't bargain hunt and go with a Boost Waves or 1x1 or Super Supreme HD antenna. Those models are likely junk. If you're on Facebook, like my Facebook page at facebook.com/antennamanpa. If you're not on Facebook and would like to receive email updates on when I post new videos, consider signing up to my email list. I attach a link in the description of this video. As always, thank you for watching and have an awesome day.